Hi guys, welcome to day 2 of Bookish September, and today we're going to do the A through Z Bookish survey? I don't remember, but just kidding, we're not actually going to do A through Z because Elska and I decided it would be a little too long, 26 questions. So we cut it to 10 questions, and I hope you guys are just as excited as I am. So, first things first, I have 2 options for you, and you guys decide. Option number 1, you get the HD video without editing. Option number 2, you get this quality of video with some editing. So, I don't really mind, I'm up for whatever. I just want it to be the best experience for you guys. So let me know in the comments below what you guys like better. If you'd rather have this not so good quality but edit it, I'm fine with that, I'm totally fine. Or if you'd rather have like HD but not edit it, I'm fine with that too. So, it's up to you. So, let's jump right into the tag, which was created by Jamie over at, I don't remember what her channel is called. I will link it down below. Yes, it's on a blog, so go read it down below. So, question number 1, best sequel ever. So, my best sequel that I picked was Days of Blood and Starlight by Laini Taylor, which I read last month. If you've watched my wrap-up video, you know how much I love this book. It was really just so good. It took me a little bit of time to get into it again, like into the world, and at first a little bit like, what is going on? I don't really understand everything, but it is amazing. It is even better than Daughter of Smoke and Bow. So, my best sequel ever, my pick. Question number 2. Fictional character you would have actually dated in high school. And this, okay, so Elska, when we talked about it, she's like, I bet you would pick Peta. And I was like, I love Peta. It's Peta Malark. Yes, I love him. But I think I would have picked Four or Tobias from the Divergent trilogy. I don't know, I have a really bad character crush on him. So, 4 it is. I would have dated 4. Yes. Glad you gave this book a chance, or a very hidden gem book. So the one I picked was Remembrance by Theresa Breslin. I don't have the physical copy because I borrowed it from a friend, but I love that book so much. I thought it was so cute, and definitely I've never heard anyone talk about it before. So yeah, I just loved it. I'm gonna try and insert a picture here somewhere. Like all the books I talk about that I don't have the physical copies, I'm going to try and insert pictures. Yes, I hope it works. I hope the editing software is nice to me today. So yeah, that book I loved. If you have not read it, go check it out. It's kind of a contemporary book set in the First World War, and I just think it's really cute. Question number 4. Important moment in your reading life. So this is, I don't know when, how old I was. It's at least 10 years ago. So I always liked to read. As a kid, I had books that I really liked to go through and read, and it was really I don't know, I've always liked it. But one day, we went to Portugal, and Mom was like, I really want to find this series that I used to read when I was little, and she talked about it, and I was like, I want to read that series. It sounds so amazing. And so this day we were at the beach, and it was kind of like, you know, that time when it's super hot and the sun just burns you. So let's go take a walk and go look at those little cute stories that they have, and maybe we'll find something. And we actually found the whole entire collection, but 2 books of these, which in French it's in Portuguese, it's the 5, but I think that in English it's called the Fabulous 5 or something. This is book number 10, and it's called 5 on a Hike Together, and it's by, I don't know how you pronounce it, Enid Blyton? I don't know. But yeah, this is book 10. I have the whole entire series, and I just love them. They're really cute reads, especially when you're a preteen or a teen or a child. I'm still going to reread them very soon because I love them. They're kind of mystery, thriller-ish-y, but not really books. I don't even know. They're just amazing. Yeah, so that was the moment when I actually got really into reading, when my mom got me these, and I read the whole entire series. And then she bought me the Mallory Towers series, which she also read when she was little, and that's what really got me into reading. in the very first place. And then, next question. Major book hangover because. This was because of Requiem by Lauren Oliver. I read the book a couple months after it came out because I was kind of late to the party, as always. But after I was done reading it, I picked up another book, but I was still like, what? How? Why? Next book, please. But it's the last one, so there will never be a next book. But yeah, I had a major hangover because of that book. Like, I read it so quickly, and I was just so into that story, into that world that I don't know. Like, that whole series, like, I read Delirium and then Pandemonium, and I didn't have Requiem. So I read a couple books in between, and I just could not stop thinking about Requiem. So I was like, okay, fine, I'll just go buy it. So I bought it, and I read it, and then I was in a hangover, and it was bad, but it was good, but it was sad. Yeah. All of those together. I need to find one book you have reread this year. So that would be easy if you watch my wrap-up. I have reread The Great Gatsby by F. Scott Fitzgerald. I decided that I was going to read it outside of a school setting, and I really liked it. I gave it a 4 out of 5 stars. I'm going to link my wrap-up down below anyway, so you can go see what I thought about it. Quote from a book that inspires you. So, the book doesn't inspire me, but the quote has inspired me throughout the years, which, when did I read this? I read this in the summer of 2010, and it was Dear John by Nicholas Sparks, and one of my favorite quotes is, she leaned forward again, and then she said, my dad always said that when you're struggling with something, look at all the people around you and realize that every single person you see is struggling with something, and to them it's just as hard as what you're going through. And I love that quote. I think that it really is a quote that kind of like describes me as well, because I hate lack of respect. Like, I feel like everybody deserves the same amount of respect, and sometimes, like, little kids, a 9-year-old comes to you, and to them, like, losing or breaking their toy is the end of the world at that moment. Like, it is. But for you, it's like, it's a toy. Get over it. Like, you have many more toys. But to them, it is major, like, tragic, like, for you losing your job, even though, like, you can't compare them. But to them, it's just as important. And that's something that I try to think about when I go through life, and when friends come talk to me about their problems or something, and I'm like, really? You're like thinking that that is a big deal? I'm going through this and this. And then I remember, no, to them, this is just as important, just as bad as this is to you. And maybe my problems seem ridiculous to other people. Like, I talk to my mom sometimes about this whole editing problems. I'm like, so annoying, because I can either have edited and not so good quality, or good quality and not edited, and it's like, it's a video, get over it. But to me, it's important, you know what I mean? So I really love that quote, and I just thought that quote, ever since, I've quoted it like a bunch of times. 3 of your all-time favorite books. So, this is kind of hard because narrowing it down to 3. Number 1, well, first things first, I decided to go with different genres. I didn't pick like all classics, all contemporary, all paranormal, all dystopian or whatever. I tried to go for one of each. The very first one is going to be a classic, and it's Pride and Prejudice by Jane Austen. I'm redoing my room. I can't find my copy because it's somewhere hidden, and so now I just love that book. I read it my last, like, when did I read? Like 3 or 4 years ago, and I loved it. It was so cute, and it kind of got me back into reading classics a lot. Like, after that I read like a bunch of classics. I love that book. It's just adorably cute, and I think almost everybody has read it, right? I think so. The next book is going to be in the dystopian YA genre, and it is The Hunger Games by Suzanne Collins. Not really a surprise there, I guess, but the reason why I love this book so much is because, well, there's a couple reasons. Reason number 1, it got me back into reading, especially into reading YA, because I didn't read YA before. I thought it was dumb. I was like, vampire stories and all these crappy things. No, I want to read like contemporary and classics, and like, you know those testimonial books where it's like, oh, this happened to me and I'm telling you about it. I only read those type of books, but then everyone was raving about it, and I was like, okay, I'm going to give this series a try. I bought this series and I fell in love with it, and it got me into reading YA and discovering amazing books that I've read this year. That's why I'm so late to all those books, because I didn't read them before, and now I'm catching up with all these series that are out. But yeah, and I love this book also because, like, I just like the story. I like the storyline. I like how it's written. But I also like the political meaning behind it. I like that so many people have so many different opinions on it, and that you can talk about them and why you love it or why you dislike it and all these things. And I just feel like it's a really, really good book. And it got me back into reading, especially YA. So I love it. And then lately, one of my new favorite contemporary books is The Fault in Our Stars by John Green. This is a Portuguese copy that I bought from my mom, which I haven't hauled yet, but it will come. And yeah, I think it's beautiful. I just love this book. It has a lot of personal meaning to me, and I just think it's adorably cute and just fantastic. The characters are so well developed, and the storyline is just amazing, and it amazes you from beginning to end. There was nothing that I didn't like about this book. So yeah, I really like this book. Number 9, very excited for this release more than all the others. That would be Allegiant by Veronica Roth. First of all, because it is the next one coming out, like on my list of I want these books to come out already, dang it. So yeah, that's why, but also because Divergent is definitely one of my favorite series of all time. I love it, absolutely adore it. And Allegiant, I'm just so excited. I'm so excited for the movie. I just wanted to be here already. Stature book, last book that kept you up way late. So here we have a little problem, because the last book that kept me up the latest was Days of Blood and Starlight by Laini Taylor, and it kept me up until 5 in the morning. But I didn't want to repeat a book, so the last book that kept me up way late was earlier than that book. Like, it kept me up earlier than that book, but it was the last one that kept me up so late, and that was Grave Mercy by Robin Lefevers. I also read this last month, and it was just absolutely amazing. I loved it. It's fantastic. It's so good. Best historical fiction that I've read so far. I absolutely love it. It's amazing, and you should definitely pick it up because it's such a good book. So yeah, this is gonna be it for that. So yeah, this is gonna be it for day 2 of Bookish September. I'm gonna link my last video down below, which was day 1, which was my August wrap-up. Elska's day 1 was August wrap-up as well, and it will all be down below. Don't forget to go check out her channel and subscribe, because she's amazing. I love her. She's so cute, and her videos are just awesome. And yeah, so don't forget to do that. Also, the link for this questions will be down below, and it would be awesome if you could answer one of these questions in the comments, and if you could also put in the comments requests for Bookish September. You can also tweet me or tweet Elska or whatever, and we will take care of your requests. It will be done this month. So yeah, this is gonna be it for today. I will see you very soon with day 3 of Bookish September. Bye!